Welcome back to the Pedal Progressions podcast, where progression is the obsession. We had a pretty fun episode today with local young ripper David Brower. It was a hoot. Kellen will tell you about it in a second. Let's thank our sponsors. We are recording live in the Taco Tuesday at Cannonsburg studio, where it is currently really hot because we blew the breaker during the main episode. So we are on a time crunch to try to get this done in one take. Also, 8th Day Gym. Check out the Burn Intro offer, $49 for unlimited classes for a month. I'm still doing it. Come do lightweight CrossFit without air conditioning in the summer. It's really fun, and it'll help you heat train like we talk about with David later in the episode. Also, the Building Blocks Foundation Inc.org. We have our golf outing coming up that Craig will tell you about in a minute. The summer programs are going off, and they are awesome. Kids are loving them. The new home in the GRPS building downtown, the kids are really doing well, and I hear about how awesome it is every single day when I get home. Craig, why don't you tell us about all the super sweet events that are going on? It's a little bit less than last week, which is great.
Well, if you don't hear from me in the next couple of days, it's because I died up here in this sauna. We kicked the breaker, the AC unit's off, but we prevail. We're going to go on, and you're going to go on. You're going to come to Taco Tuesday at Cannonsburg. You're going to get a Dole Whip with a little bit of vodka splashed in, and you're going to love it.
I'm doing that as soon as we go downstairs.
I cannot wait. We better nail this in one take. So, Taco Tuesdays, come on out to Cannonsburg, ride your bike, get some tacos, get some beer, get some Dole Whip. The other days, Monday through Thursday, days that are not named Tuesday, come on out for deck nights. Brats, hot dogs, there's something going on at Cannonsburg almost every night of the week. So if you're looking for something to do, come on out.
And the Spartan Race stuff's all set up outside right now. Looking forward to that this weekend.
Would be a shame if it's really hot. All right. Next up, we have July 25 to 27. The Dragon Adventures Skills Park build. So we're all going to head up there. We're going to camp out for a couple of nights. There's going to be free shuttles out to the Dragon Trail. We're going to ride different sections each night. If you show up, you're going to get a parking pass for the rest of the year. So that's your ticket to park right next to the Dragon and ride it. Come back. Your car is going to be there without a ticket. You didn't have to carry cash.
There's a shower.
There's a shower. Oh, man. This is adding up. Don't miss it. July 25th to 27th. Come on out. Build some trail. Make something cool happen at Dragon Adventures. Next up, we have a Jacoby event. July 26th. The next round of King of the Ring. Who is going to take the crown? I hear the king's not going to be there.
Not me.
Oh, bum, bum, bum. Get out. Go real fast in a circle. A loose, dusty circle. King of the Ring, July 26th. All right. Thanks to all of those who came out to support a WIMBA event and a City of Grand Rapids event. I'm talking about the Richmond Ruckus. It was incredible for everyone not named Craig. We had a lot of fun talking smack, watching you guys go fast. Some really, really incredible moments coming out of that event, and we really hope to do more of those. If you loved that format, those timed hot laps, make sure you look out in the future for other events, and you show up and you show out. That's how we get more of those events to happen.
And we'll make fun of you.
Why wasn't it fun for you?
Well, we're down one head tube.
Check out the viral video.
There's a couple of dents taken out of a tree at Richmond. I'll go back and put a sign or something, but my Fuel EX is no more.
How fast can a 200-pound man stop? Real fast, apparently.
An unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Turns out carbon is the first thing to move when that happens. But I'm all right. Couple of bruises, and now I'm on the hunt for a new bike, which is all of our favorite thing to do. So thanks for everybody coming out to the Richmond Ruckus. We look forward to the next event. Next up is the Building Blocks Foundation Golf Outing, August 22nd at Boulder Creek. There's still spaces available for single golfers or full teams. Sponsor a hole or potentially put a sign out on the course. Take a look at our Instagram link, which Kellen is going to tell us about.
Yeah, check us out on Instagram. You can find us there at pedal_progressions_podcast. Links to everything is in the link tree below. Also, send us an email at pedalprogressions@gmail.com. Love to hear what you think. Comment, tell us we suck. Do whatever you want. We love to hear it.
Why don't you tell us about the show?
So, in this episode, we had David Brower. Dave was a fun person to talk to. We talk about riding bikes for a collegiate team. We also explain the Tour de France for idiots, a.k.a. me and Craig. Then Davis tells us a story about how he died in the deserts of Colorado, about 100 yards away from an aid station. And then David saves me the embarrassment of wearing short socks on a road bike ride. So, without further ado, here is David Brower.
The white panda is, you never know what you're going to get. So
It's not White Panda's fault.
I didn't want to make a playlist for the event, so I just played White Panda for the whole time.
And it worked well for the vast majority of it.
It's okay. My kids told me they know all the swear words already. It wasn't for me. That's public schools for you right there.
Well, they might have learned some new ones on Saturday.
Nah, they listen to the podcast.
Trust me, they got everything handled by like 3rd grade.
Was that last year for you?
About, in comparison.
Yes, how young are you?
I'm 21.
Ooh, heck yeah.
I'm less than a month away from being 22, August 4th, so
But stuff still doesn't hurt yet.
not most of the time.
That's good.
He's such a dedicated rider that he's just drinking Coke. No
Refuel.
booze.
Is that a favorite of endurance athletes, like Coca-Cola?
It's pretty awesome, like after a race, and then I've even had it during a race. But if you do it during a race, you got to have someone crack it like an hour beforehand, so it's not carbonated anymore.
Like
or you
shake
will,
it up and get it flat, and then
Yeah, you will throw up if you just like drink it carbonated in the middle of an effort.
In Portugal, we were climbing this volcano. The one day we had to climb this giant volcano 2 times. First time up, we passed this ice cream place, like cafe thing, like by this like national park. And all of us, I'm like, if we climb this volcano again, we're getting Coke and ice cream and candy bars. It was like maybe halfway up the volcano, and then we're coming up to it, and like once we crossed where we knew we were going that way, all we could talk about for the next like 35 minutes was like, we're gonna get into this Coke, and we're down to like all the European ones are smaller, so you're just like in the chug 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 chug.
Yeah. Coke is the vanilla version now. All my buddies, if we stop at a gas station or something on a ride, or even at a big race, I'll have Red Bull in my last bottle to get me to the finish line. It turns you into a superhero for about an hour, and then it gets even worse.
I thought you were gonna say cocaine.
is it Red Bull carbonated too, though? You gotta shake that up, make it flat.
Yeah, I also try and make it flat for if it's during a race in a bottle, but if you're at a gas station, you don't really have a choice.
You're stuck with it.
That's the pro tips for winning races.
Last bottle of Red Bull.
Caffeine.
So the other voice you hear is David Brower, who I've known for a very long time, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, we've been around the Grand Rapids scene for quite some time together.
Yeah, back when he was a kid, he would show up at everything. Now he's a foot taller than me and just dominates. When did you start biking? Like, how old were you? Because you come from a family of bikers.
Yeah, my dad had me on a bike as soon as I could, and then one day, I don't remember how old I was, he was like, yeah, you don't get training wheels anymore, figure it out. And then we started mountain biking. On certain nights when I was in elementary school, we'd go out with my uncle, and my cousin at the time was into it, and it kind of spiraled from there. But I didn't start taking racing and training super seriously until I was 15 or 16, but I've always been around bikes and going to races.
I thought you were going to say, I didn't take racing seriously until I was like 9.
No, I mean, I went to races from the time I was 9. Like, my parents used to lie about my age on Bike Reg. I had to change it a few years ago because if you looked up my name on Bike Reg, it said I was like 27 years old.
So they were lying to get you in the races. Were you winning your races being underage for these two?
No.
No, just
I
wanted
was
to get you in.
I was the slow kid up until high school. I was always third or fourth. There was always 3 or 4 kids that were consistently faster than me all the time, but eventually they found other hobbies and I started riding way more. So
remember, getting 3rd or 4th place is slow.
Claim to fame, I beat him in my only cyclocross race. I do have a message for you that I got from winner of the Richmond Ruckus, Trevor Rise.
Oh, yeah.
He just said, tell me slow.
no. Trevor was always one of the kids that was beating me at that age on the freewheeler team. Him and Jack Smalley always kicked my butt. So
what kind of races were you doing? Still doing?
mostly at that time I was doing the Michigan mountain bike series. I can't remember what the name of it was at the time. It's changed hands a bunch of times and it still goes somewhere. But just 14-mile, 15-mile mountain bike races. I did Iceman every year from the Slush Cup, Snow Cone, all the way up to the pro race now. But it was always just fun races that my dad had already signed up for, and I was following him around.
Awesome.
Nice.
Is Order Shore on your calendar this year? Because I know I happen to have good information that Trevor will be there. That might be a fun little who's slow now.
Yeah, I think we already squashed that rivalry at Iceman a few years ago, but
Can I ask who came out on top?
definitely not Trevor. But I can't make it to Order Shore this year. I'm set to move into college on that Monday is when my training camp starts. So it'd be a pretty long haul to go from Marquette, Grand Rapids, pick up all my stuff that I need to survive for a year of school, and then another 4 hours to Indy and then move in.
So are you going to school and you're mountain biking at school there?
Yeah, I go to Marion University in Indianapolis, and they're one of probably 15 schools in the country that have a full-on varsity mountain bike, road, cyclocross, BMX, a full-on varsity cycling program. So I get athletic scholarship, I get access to the athletic trainers. If I get injured, I can just walk into a room and tell them, hey, my leg hurts, do something, and they
Nice.
will. It's awesome.
So is there sanctions for me buying you a Coke?
No.
Am I bribing an athlete?
Not until we start a team.
Not in the world of NIL deals. We're good now.
Oh, okay. I didn't buy you an improper bagel.
No, cycling's definitely not NCAA, so we're all good there.
So what type of riding are you doing for the school? Are you mountain biking, cyclocross, road, or what? How many disciplines can you do?
So the school has 5 disciplines total. I currently race mountain bike in the fall and road in the spring, but we have a BMX track on campus to race BMX. There's a skate park. There's not a Marion skate park freestyle BMX team, but we do have a racetrack. We have a velodrome to race track on, and then we also do cyclocross.
Are all those owned by the school, like the BMX track, the velodrome? That's all part of the school?
So it's called the Indy Cycloplex, and it's technically owned by the city of Indianapolis, but the school manages it.
Nice.
So it's a joint endeavor.
Nice. I always wanted to try cyclocross, doing that, like that big bank turn, wooden type deal. That always looked
That's
fun.
velodrome.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
Cyclocross when you get off your bike
no,
for no good
yeah.
reason and run over obstacles
Yeah, I'm,
In a grass field.
yeah, that's
And
what
it's
I was
always muddy.
in bad weather. Yeah.
thinking. You always see the videos people try to bunny hop those little barriers and it going bad.
I've done that many times. It's like 50-50 whether it works or not.
What's your go-to? Do you get off and carry your bike, or you try the bunny hop them then?
In race situations, I'm usually too out of breath to execute it properly, so I go for the running. I've crashed too many times, just like pull up, make it over the first one, and go, uh-oh, and just run straight into the second one.
Do you practice getting off your bike and running with it and getting back on? Because I think I would enter a cyclocross race and just try it my first time. First time over obstacles would be my first time I ever tried jumping off my bike.
I've practiced it a few times, but I don't officially race cyclocross, so
Yeah.
I'd probably have to practice it more to be really good at it, but I can get around.
Last thing I think I'd practice is jumping off my bike.
David used to come to our pump track races back in the day, and
Mhm.
friend of the show, Adam Raphael, bought his old dirt jumper. It's that green one with the green tires.
Oh, okay.
Does he still have the green tires?
Yes, he does.
That's awesome. I don't know where those came from. I found them in the basement of Freewheeler.
It's a magical place where things just appear.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened, but they're somehow the exact same green as that frame, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, he only rides it like twice a year. Like he took it to Joyride 150 with us, and he took it to Rays with us. Like that's his 2 trips with it.
Yeah, that's
And
about all I did with it.
Sometimes he'll go to like Big Marsh or like go ride a pump track. But now that he lives in Grand Haven, he doesn't have a pump track outside of his house anymore.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
When he bought it from you, he still lived up north, and he had a pump track that he had built in the side yard.
Oh, that's cool. I had a half pipe in my side yard for several years when I was really into like being a scooter kid. So I had a half pipe in my side yard that I bought and put new wood on it, and then attempted to sell it, couldn't sell it, and my dad eventually gave it to another kid for $1.
Was that for the title at the DMV? You transfer a half pipe, you sell it for $1?
I don't know. I think it was basically free, but my dad was stuck on the principle of it.
I'm
They're
not
expensive.
giving this away.
They're expensive to build.
Yeah, they are.
We went and picked up one that was free in Howard City for Michael Foster and like set it up in his yard. And for like a few years, I'd say it actually got quite a bit of use.
Yeah.
And then it didn't. And then it turned into a lot of rotting wood.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened to mine.
Stuff slows down when you get a girlfriend.
He won't listen to this. His parents will.
And they'll agree with me.
So you mentioned you were a scooter kid, or at least attempted that. What is more painful, taking a shinner from a Razor scooter or the big hill on Iceman?
Probably a Razor scooter.
I would have to agree.
The hill at Iceman has enough noise on it that I couldn't even hear myself think this year, so I wasn't thinking about my legs and how much it hurt.
We were there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alan and I were right there.
no offense, but I didn't even recognize my parents on that hill.
We were right across from the people trying to shove a cheeseburger in your mouth.
Oh yeah, I missed that. It is in a picture though. I think I shoulder checked the cheeseburger.
Maybe. It's hard to say because like all of a sudden we hear Robbie come through on the motorcycle, and then it's just chaos for like the next 20 minutes, and then it's nothing.
Yeah. I came around the corner at the bottom of the hill, and it was quiet for a second because there was just enough of a gap to whoever had gone through behind me. And I managed to hear one person yell my name, so I just heard David, and then I couldn't hear myself think or breathe the rest of the way up the hill because all of West Michigan is on that hill. And I don't think anyone was expecting me to come through like fighting for the top 10, so everyone kind of just collectively lost their mind.
Yeah, we were with the freewheeler guys too, so like they were obviously tuned in to you. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was like when you went through, when Matt Acker went through, and there's a couple other people where it was Rob Martin came through dressed as Kiss. That was a big deal too.
Yeah.
That was wild though. So what'd you end up placing last year at Iceman? You did really well. I remember sitting with you at Mark's campsite after.
Yeah, I was 11th this year. I was the last person to get dropped off the lead group, and then I was in a group that was fighting all day with 5 of us, with Acker and Nate Knowles and a kid from Lees McRae. And then about 2 miles to go, you can't see it before wood chip, but there's one hill right before that. And I came apart there, and I didn't know that we were fighting for the top 10. I thought we were fighting for like 15th. And looking back, I really wish I would have pushed myself harder on that, but I don't think I could have at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in across the line in 11th.
What do we got to do to get you to come to the bootleg the day after Iceman this year? I want to see you and Kyan go at it on the bootleg course this year. Course is.
I'll give that one to Kai, and he's way better at that kind of stuff than me, but unfortunately I do live 6 hours away from Iceman, and I have to go to class on Monday.
Oh, dang. I forgot about that part. Stupid school.
Yeah, it makes it tougher.
If you make it at 8 a.m., I'll think about it.
Oh, there's no chance with a bunch of downhillers.
I mean, it's hard enough to get people there at 11.
Yeah, that is true.
If you follow the ice trophy around anyway, no one's making it there at 8.
No. For sure not. We're all camping at Craig's new house, and the dude that started the race is coming in from Portugal. And I think we're going to do it more enduro style this year, so it should be pretty good time this year.
That sounds entertaining. I wish I could make it, but I don't think that's going to go well for me driving back.
Do you stay the night up there on that Saturday and then head back in the morning?
Usually, yeah. because by the time we finish the pro race, it's 5 p.m. usually. We start at 3. It takes an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then you make it through the frenzy of the finish line, talk to some people, shower, and then it's 6 o'clock at that point.
Is that like kind of the end of your season? Or are you going right back into college riding?
Oh, no. After Iceman, I try and take 2 weeks where I don't touch my bike. I don't go to the gym, nothing. So when I hit Icebreaker, that's my last sprint of the year.
So what I'm hearing is that you could possibly show up at Craig's property later that night and enjoy an adult beverage now that you're legal with the rest of us.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we can't promise you much sleep, but definitely beverages.
Oh, yeah, who are you kidding? We're all like old. We're going to be in bed by like 10:15. That's partying hard for us.
That is true.
Wild night out.
Basically, you'll see. You'll learn.
So what do you do after Iceman then? That's your last race of the year. What do you do for winter training?
So like I said, I take 2 weeks where I try to forget about my bike. I might clean it. I might not. I don't think I did last year.
Did you not clean your bike all year?
No, I usually clean my bike once or twice a week. I've been a bike mechanic since I was like 13, so it really bothers me if my bike's not working well.
I think me and Brian are on the boat of we never wash our bikes ever.
Oh, right here as well.
But they work.
Last time I worked on Brian's bike, I gave him crap for that because it was disgusting.
Yeah.
But I take the 2 weeks, and then my coach usually texts me and says, do you feel like riding yet, or do you still need to find motivation? Because you kind of wait until you see bikes on a video or something and go, oh, man, that looks like it could be fun again. Because usually at that point in the year, I'm like, I don't want to go out for this training ride. I don't want to do this. I just got to make it to Iceman. So kind of wait 2 to 3 weeks for the motivation to return, and then start hitting the gym, doing low cadence intervals to build strength, and then back into doing 20, 25 hours a week on the trainer while it snows.
You Zwift then?
Yeah.
20 to 25 hours a week. So what does that break down to daily? Like, what do you ride every day, I'm assuming, or like 5 times a week, or what?
Yeah, while I'm at school in the winter, every once in a while we'll get a nice 40-degree day in Indy where we can sneak out in January and February. But the majority of the time we're sitting inside on Zwift. We have a cycling center where there's 25 trainers, and we all go set up in there, get a lot of fans going, and then watch a movie or something together. But that's usually 3 to 4 hours of my day every day.
Man.
So how are you getting past that mid to late season, like, I hate bikes feeling?
It's tough sometimes. It's been worse some years than others, but it's a lot of keeping the schedule on training peaks. Like, my coach puts in a workout, and then that motivates me. If it's there and I see it, I have to go do it, or I'll be mad at myself if I don't. More mad than if I like don't want to go ride my bike. So I have to go get that out of the way, and then I'll feel better about my day. And then being down at school with a bunch of people, we can go on group rides of 10 people to
Kind
get
of hold each other accountable.
Yeah, definitely a lot of holding each other accountable. Like, you don't want to ride, I don't want to go ride, but what else are we going to do? Sit around and do math homework? No.
Do you look at pictures of yourself after you've won and being like, yep, this is why we're doing it?
I do scroll through my own Instagram way too much.
Winning helps get back on that trainer, I feel like.
Yeah, it's having a bad day at Iceman at the end of the year almost motivates me more than having a good day, because if you end on a bad note, then it's like, why did I spend so many hours this entire year just to come here and do shit for the last race? Doing well, then it's like, well, now I have to back this up. I can't just come out in the first race of the year and not be this good. So either or, it kind of keeps you going.
And you've won now a whole bunch of races. You won Unbound, right? Or
the 100.
Yeah, okay. And then the Barrier Bay twice, which
Yep.
is a big deal for being like a home race.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you've had like some incredible results in the last couple years at these big races. Is there anything like, is there a dream one that for you to win?
I don't know. I think Lumberjack was honestly on that list for a long time for me. It's the one I was chasing because I was the youngest ever finisher of it at one point. And then I had 2 really bad years where I just blew up and had a bad day and like mentally checked out and quit. And then I got 8th, and then I got 2nd last year, and that one stung quite a bit to get 2nd and be that close. So I guess I'm kind of searching for a big one again now.
How far back were you when you got 2nd last year?
I think it was around 4 or 5 minutes.
So
Don't
it was
quote
like
me.
kind of in touch, like.
Yeah, he dropped me at the end of lap 2. So it was like we spent 4 hours together in a really close battle, and then it wasn't just like I didn't explode, but I got to a point where I knew if I kept going, I was going to explode, and then I wasn't even going to get 2nd. I was going to maybe not finish if I exploded. So I kind of backed off and had to ride in with my thoughts for the last lap.
And this year, the hardest lumberjack that there's been, with the 4 laps and the extra 3,000 feet of climbing that they tossed in for good measure. What was your finish time, and then what was the gap to 2nd this year?
Yeah, so this year at Lumberjack, I just want to preface, they did, for the 20th anniversary of the race, they went back to the original 4-lap format that they started with. So you do 4 laps where all of the climbs that are in the 3-lap course are still there, but you have to do them one more time, and there's no gravel roads in between. That's all that really changes. So if you do 1 lap by itself, it's easier than the 33-mile 3-lap format, but when you have to do 4 of them in a row, it gets way harder. Mm-hmm. So I think with the heat, I averaged about 40 watts less than I did last year. And then I was on pace to be 15 minutes slower, but it ended up being closer to 40 minutes slower.
Man.
Would your wattage have dropped not having the gravel roads in there, because you're going uphill and then downhill, and you're climbing the same hill, but you're not doing the in-between stuff where you're really pushing that cadence?
Yeah, my power was a little bit lower, like the first 2 laps, than it was last year anyway. The gravel roads smooth out the effort a lot because you're sitting at a steadier power when you're out on the roads. Then when you're in the trail, you're just spiking all the time, and you get your higher average from how high the spikes are. Mm-hmm. So in the 4-lap format, you have to spike a lot more to go up all the little climbs and rises.
I'm super curious, like, what is on your bike computer? What are you looking at as far as data, or what are you tracking to know you're on pace or your body's working well? Like, what? I have no clue. I have a Garmin, but I don't know how to use it. Brian always has to, like, show me the screens or data portions I need to be looking at.
Yeah, I have pretty much everything you can imagine on my main home screen: speed, time, distance, power. There's a few other ones I can't
Heart rate.
Yeah, heart rate. I can see it in my head, but I can't read off the little labels. I have cadence, power, heart rate, speed. Yeah, all those. I don't have any fancy like 3-second power, average power. But most of the time when you're in a big effort like Lumberjack or a long gravel race, I can't look at it because I'll get in my head about not doing like my greatest numbers ever in this race, because you're never going to set a personal best in a race most of the time. So a lot of times I just flip over and I just stare at the map and ride on feel.
So there's not one data field you're locked in on, like, this is where this needs to stay for the whole race or anything?
I can sometimes look at normalized power for a crit or like Barry-Roubaix. I know what, and normalized power is your average power, but it takes all of the zeros out. So it's basically your average power of when you're pedaling. So it removes coasting. And I know what I can do, like what I can normalize for an hour, what I can normalize for 2 hours. So during Barry-Roubaix, I swiped over to the normalized power screen about an hour and a half into the race and went, oh, I'm 30 watts higher than what I was expecting and what I've ever done before. So hopefully we can hang on to this, but I should probably start being a little bit more conservative where I can be.
But what I'm hearing from you is it might be better to just not know and go off of how you feel.
Yeah.
Brian Grittman's at home taking notes right now. He's got so fast out of nowhere. He's like been like KOM hunting lately.
Well, I'll say not out of nowhere.
Well, not out of nowhere.
Buddy has put in the work.
He's put in the work, but like he went from being like downhill bro, enduro bro to I bought this cross country bike and now I'm gonna destroy times.
So you guys are all gonna disown him pretty soon.
No, because Kellen and I turned into cross country nerds kind of too.
I mean, what choice do you have living where we do?
That's very fair.
Yeah.
When you did Margie 50 a few years ago. It was the year that I ended up dropping out of. I was like kind of riding right in the back of your guys' group, and then I was like, this is not fun at all.
No, it really wasn't.
I have a wedding to go to, and I don't want to kill myself again this year. How does that compare to like what you did for Lumberjack this year? Is it like night and day different thing, or is it similar in the way like you approach, or were you that much younger that it didn't even cross your mind that way?
Did you do it the year that Wakely was there, or the year before?
I don't recall if he was there. I know that the first year I did it, I was like, it was super hot, and it rained the night before. It was slippery, and I ended up doing really well, and everyone dropped out. And then the next year, we had talked about it at Pump Track Race League and stuff, and like I tried to prepare you a little bit for it, and I didn't realize how much faster you were than I was when I was preparing you, so it was like kind of a stupid point at that point. But and then when we took off the line the year before, I had sat back and like caught people the whole race, which like in that race it was fine because like I wasn't gonna be ahead. And then the year that you guys did it, I watched your group pull away, and I'm like, I caught everyone on the downhill coming from the ski hill. And then as we went through South Trails, I just watched you guys like kind of walk away from me, and I was like, well, I'm not having a good time. And like as soon as we left the like South Trails and got to like where we were heading to Nagani and Ishiming on that stupid sandy snowmobile trail is when I was just like, I'm blowing up. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that would have been, so I did it, the first year I did it was after the rainy, wet year. So at that point, I was 15 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. I was a Miska high school racer, and I think I treated that race like it was an hour and a half long, and then I just kept riding.
You almost just killed Brian.
Well, I know what his time was. He was like 6.5 hours flat. Like it was freaking fast. Because that was my goal, was 6.5 hour time.
Yeah, so in that regard, time-wise, it's 40 miles shorter, and it's the same time as Lumberjack, so I don't think you can even begin to compare the two courses.
What do you think's the hardest race you do?
They're all hard in their own ways. Like, if you take Barry-Roubaix, it's hard because you're sprinting for 3 hours, basically. There's no rest. You have to weave through 36 milers on the most technical section of the course and try not to just run people over. There's Lumberjack is hard because it's so long, but it's also, for a mountain bike, extremely pedally. Like, we average 15 miles an hour for that race on mountain bikes.
Oof.
And then you take a race like the one that I have coming up, Dust Bowl 100, and course-wise and gravel-wise, it's super easy. It's in the middle of Indiana, but it's in the middle of Indiana in the middle of July. So it's 100 degrees, humid, and there's zero shade anywhere on the course. So each race has their own technical part that I don't like, but the most cracked I've ever been after a race was SBT gravel, when I got talked into doing that when I was 17 years old, and that almost killed me.
Describe that race.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
At the time, it's different now. At the time, it was 141 miles in Steamboat, Colorado.
Oof.
So it's at about 7,000 foot average elevation for the whole race, and you go up and down. But it's a high desert, so it's not mountain wooded trees like when you think of Colorado. It's dang near looks like Arizona out there, and it was 100 degrees. I was not acclimated. I was also not old enough or developed enough to have any business trying to race for 141 miles. So that's the only time I've legitimately passed out while standing up at a finish line.
But it's a dry heat, right? That's what everybody says.
I don't even know. It was terrible.
I'm kidding. 100 degrees is 100 degrees and hot as hell.
Gingers don't do well with heat.
At one point on that race course around mile 80, it just like gradually goes up in a climb for its net ascent for 20 miles. And you're along the side of this ravine. There's zero shade. I was dying. I found a bush, and I sat down underneath the bush in this little tiny bit of shade, and I was contemplating my life, and this first aid guy rolls up on an e-bike and was like, man, you got to keep going. Like, you got to keep moving. And I was like, you're on an e-bike. I don't want to hear anything from you right now. But I got up and I went around the next corner. And as soon as I went around the next corner from where I was sitting on the ground, there was an aid station. So that's why he was telling me to keep moving. But I was really mad about it in the moment.
A little bit of context would have went a long way.
Yeah.
That guy.
Hey, there's food and water like 100 yards away.
Yeah. Everybody was dying, though, at that race. My teammate, Judah, sat down on they had a trailer at the aid station that was just covered in little cups of food, and about half of the cups were full of potato chips, like for people that wanted something salty. And my teammate sat down on the edge of the trailer and started eating potato chips, but he didn't grab a cup. He just sat on the edge and just kept taking one chip from different cups and eating them. He just had no idea what was going on. And then he didn't remember that later until my mom showed him a video of himself doing it.
Yeah, I can't blame him. Everybody goes in the bag of Doritos and picks out the most heavily dusted chip. So that's all he was doing. He was finding the optimal potato chip.
I will say late night taco Doritos, fire.
Ooh.
And if you want to be healthy about it, you can get the Quest version of the late night tacos.
So Brian was telling me that you're doing heat training now.
We were joking about it today.
Well,
Coming up here in the
it's
sauna.
almost like heat training. Do you try to acclimate yourself to like warmer weather, like the environment for where you're going the race?
I don't do official heat training. There are people that will put on paint suits and go ride on an indoor trainer to try and like get your core temperature super hot, and you ride at zone 1 until your heart rate reaches like zone 4. So that's like official heat training. I haven't done any of that, but I do try and keep track of it for some of these races in the middle of summer, like Dust Bowl that I was telling you about. I know I could plan all of my rides to start at 7 p.m. right now because it's later in the day, it's light enough, it's going to be cooler. But I will try and go out at 3 p.m. in the heat of the day just to get my body to get used to it, because after 2 or 3 weeks, your body will start to adapt on its own.
Last week we went and watched you and your girlfriend at Cedar Blitz, and just being on the sidelines of that and like chasing you guys around, it felt like my body was in a microwave. It was like one of those like overcast days where like the sun is going down, and like I know that isn't a hilly course per se, but your average speed was so high, and then there was such a headwind in two directions that I can't imagine that was an easy effort for 50 miles at that point.
It wasn't anything crazy necessarily. It was mostly a tactical race where there's one team that had the majority of the riders in the race, and then the rest of us were kind of fighting to get away, not get countered all the time. So it was more of a mental battle than physical for a lot of that race. But thankfully, riding over 4th of July weekend and definitely after Lumberjack, the heat didn't bother me too much at this point. So survived that part of it.
So talking about teams, you're on a team. How does team?
He's on a couple teams.
Yeah, how does team strategy play into bike races?
They don't watch the Tour de France. They make fun of me for watching the Tour de
No,
France. They literally made fun of me for 20 minutes at least when Justin Simpson and I were watching the Tour de France. And we're like, we can't start this UCI watch party because we're watching the breakaway get caught right now. And we're like freaking out about it. And these guys are like literally just joke after joke about how stupid we were.
Well, we're waiting to turn on the downhill race, and these guys are like, it's at 36 seconds now. 32 seconds now, and we're like, we don't care at all.
It was
when
Vanderpool went out ahead, and they're like running Vanderpool down, and I thought he was going to go the distance and get yellow, and he did not.
When my steak dinner comes out of the restaurant, I'm putting my salad to the side. I'm there for the main course.
I completely understand, because road cycling can be one of the most boring things to watch if you don't understand it or you're not invested and you don't know the people and the inner workings of it.
I think you just called Kellen and I dumb.
No,
In a tasteful way.
it was terrible when I started watching it because I didn't know who anybody was. I don't know what's going on. It's one of the sports that you have to watch all the time and watch year round for it to be entertaining. You can't just turn it on at any random point in any random race and expect nonstop action.
But good scenery. there's castles and stuff.
Well, here's a
I'm
good.
so tired of looking at castles after 1 week of watching the tour.
Did you see Ben Healy take the yellow the other day? That was a pretty exciting stage.
Yeah, I have it on my laptop at the bike shop right now, so I just kind of pretend to work and watch that during the mornings.
All right, get us idiots excited about the tour. What, you know those yellow books? It's like for dummies, like Tour de France for dummies. That's what we need. So
Okay.
how can I, someone who knows nobody, doesn't know what's going on, how can I get excited or at least interested in watching the race?
Okay, what is your longest bike ride ever?
Like 25 miles.
Okay, so the tour is averaging probably around 110 miles a day.
At least.
Yeah, some of the sprint stages are longer, some of the mountain stages are shorter, but basically there's 4 jerseys that you're going for, and what everyone means when they say winning the tour is you're winning the yellow jersey, which is for the overall classification. It's whoever has the lowest time across the entire 21 stages. So kind of in enduro terms, you guys have stages. Each stage, you ride in between, it doesn't matter. In the tour, if it's a sprint stage and it's flat all day, the climbers can sit in the draft and not waste energy, not lose time. But then the sprinters are going to get killed in the mountains. So it's kind of a game of avoiding crashes on the sprint stages and then who has the best legs up mountains.
How do teams come into it?
In the tour, there's an 8-person team most of the time. So the guys that are trying to win the tour across 3 weeks have 7 guys that are working for them all day. And those 7 guys are controlling who goes in the breakaway at the very start of the stage. Like, they know everybody's time in the race. And every time someone attacks to get in the breakaway, they go, is that guy any threat to my guy? Do I have to close him down, or can I just let him ride away and do his thing? Because if he's already 16 minutes behind, he's not going to gain that in one stage. So you can just go let him do what he wants for the day.
So in the Giro this year, they sent Walt Van Aert way ahead on a breakaway. Nobody thought anything of it. And then, is it Adam or Simon Yates that won it?
Simon.
So he's back, and he just attacks on a climb, and he goes. And then Van Aert, drops back and pulls him.
He was in third. That's the important part.
Yeah. And
He
then,
was not leading.
Yeah, and he snuck the win out because of these team tactics they did. This cat and mouse game where they, had a rider from the breakaway drop back and then pull their climber that attacked on a climb to finish the race. And we were watching at Rockford Bike Shop. We're all like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah. So there was one big final mountain, and they had a guy attack 80 miles from that mountain and ride in the breakaway all day. And when he got to the top of that mountain, he didn't track stand, but he waited at the top. And then his teammate, who was in 3rd place overall, attacked at the bottom of the climb, and the guys that were in 1st and 2nd were more concerned with themselves than they were with 3rd place. So they let him get away, and he got to the top of the climb where he had a big teammate who's my size waiting, 6'4". He's going to pull on the flat and the descent so much harder than these other guys that were in 1st and 2nd who didn't have teammates. So they basically got him to the top of the climb, got him behind a big teammate, and that bigger teammate put him in an armchair to the finish line and exploded the gap, and he won the race overall on the final day without ever leading.
So this is chess, not checkers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of game theory and different things, because if you think about how many things can happen over 110 miles, there's billions of outcomes for the day, every day, for 21 days.
The way to get into it first is to watch the Netflix documentary, so you at least pick favorites. Like, having someone you're rooting for really helps in a sporting event, in any sporting event. Same with F1, anything. But then on top of it, what I was talking to him about was, now that Healy has it, that means Education First has the yellow jersey, which they're not accustomed to having. And there's 2 teams that have a huge budget compared to everyone else that are in 2nd and 3rd right now. But now EF is going to have to take their team of not paid as much money, and they're going to have to sit on the front of this peloton and protect their rider while all these other attacks are happening, and they're not necessarily equipped for that. So it's going to be there was a rest day today, and because of Bastille Day, they rode longer than normal. And so tomorrow they're going to go into another mountain stage, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it's mountains or medium mountains. So the thing is, EF is not a GC team. That's not what they're here for. They just have the yellow jersey, and it's really cool for them to have it. It means a lot for their team.
They win stages.
Yeah, they sent a team there specifically just to target like one stage here, one stage there, and treat them like one-day races. So honestly, tomorrow they could just say, screw cycling tradition, just because we have the yellow jersey doesn't mean we're going to control. The only thing that would make them control for the day and having the yellow jersey is just this tradition, like this unwritten rule that says they have to. So
it's an unwritten rule that you have to defend the yellow jersey if you have it.
Yeah, and they could
It's
say...
a big deal for them to have it.
It's a massive deal. It means everything for their team for the year because it's the biggest cycling race.
The cameras are on them. Every sponsor's being made happy. Like, for 6 hours tomorrow, there's going to be a camera fixed on EF Education. It was pink in Cannondale, they have really cool kits, actually.
Yeah, if they didn't win any race all season, but they just wore yellow for one day at the tour, all of their sponsors would give them more money the next year.
So it is a massive year-making deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a big deal to win a stage then.
A stage is really up there. It's worth more UCI points than a normal one-day race. So they all really want that. And then, they can say they won a stage at the tour.
But to win the whole race, you got to win the average of like the 21 days. But still, you get something for winning a stage too.
Yeah.
It's like a team kitty or something like that, where like it kind of goes in for like the sprinters and the climbers and who's ever got control of the jersey at the end of the day. And
so if you have a team of 8 and you pretty much choose one guy that's going to win it all, like everyone's fighting for this one guy to win, how does that team dynamics go if the one guy wins? So they'd like divvy up the winnings to the whole team? Like how does
win what though? Because like he was saying, there's GC riders, there's polka dot riders, there's young riders, there's sprint riders.
You're saying this like I know what all those are.
Those 4 jerseys.
Yeah. It really depends like what you win and who wins it and what team, because all the teams have different cultures. There's French teams that have crazy cultures that I can't even begin to explain because I don't even speak the language. But, I mean, if you win GC, if you win the average over the whole thing, it's not uncommon for the winner to buy everyone on his team a Rolex. Or like a really nice Richard Mille watch. They're all into that kind of stuff. So, and they all have contract incentives for wins and everything. So at the tour, it's millions of dollars at play.
Man, no, I just thought that everyone's on a team and everyone from themselves, really. I mean, you're going to help your team out, but at the end of the race, you were sprinting to beat them out anyways. I didn't realize there was all that.
There's teams that don't care at all about the GC, the general classification. They only care about their sprinter and like winning the green jersey. And there's other teams that only care about individual stage wins.
So if you were to classify yourself, David, what would you classify yourself as?
Probably a sprinter or an all-around rouleur, like in small, like less than 5-minute climbs. I'm good. If it goes up for 20 minutes or something, I can hold my own for one 20-minute climb. I could do pretty good. But if there's anything after that 20-minute climb, I'm pretty done.
Give us a Tour de France rider, like a Matthew Van Der Poel, Wout Van Aert.
I'm going to compare myself to Van Der Poel as like a punchy, sprinty, all over the place. He's not competing in the high mountains, but...
No dropper pose.
Yeah. Droppers are fake. I'll say it on the internet. Everyone can come for me now. I don't have one, and I will not have one.
Until they make a good lever.
Yeah, maybe then I'll try it.
The lever's the limiting factor?
Yeah, I have a lockout that I'm married to. I refuse to get rid of it, and I can't find a lever that I like that suits the lockout lever and the dropper lever.
You ever seen the wolf tooth, like joystick looking one?
Yeah, I hate it.
You can hit it from any direction?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. At this point,
I'll go back to my corner.
No, you're
sulk.
So this is the way my brain operates, is I haven't found one that I like. So I've started like trying to 3D model one that will bolt onto my Fox lockout lever and everything else.
I've got a few of those friends.
Yeah. I can't leave it alone.
Do you have any ambition to doing any like UCI World Cup mountain bike, or like if you could pick a discipline, is there one that you would shuttle yourself to after you graduate college?
I'm probably going to keep going in the direction that I am now of being like a marathon mountain biker and gravel racer. I don't know if I can commit to doing the full lifetime series or that kind of thing, or chasing the series, not even doing it. I know marathon mountain bike nationals interests me, but as far as XCO and short track and crits and that kind of thing, I do them and they're fun, but I don't see myself doing them like as my main hobby.
For as much power as you have, I've recently ridden with you quite a bit, and you have the bike handling skills to do other things as well. Like you see like I go to the World Cups and watch, and I see riders that don't handle it that well, but I mean, you're right there. Like there's at no point that I put a gap on you today at all on any downhill.
Yeah. You're making my head really big now.
Like I race pretty high level enduro and downhill still, and you're right with me. We were at the Dragon the other day, and I made a comment about how we were averaging like 17 miles an hour, and of course David and Mark are like, oh, I can go faster than that. Next thing I know, we're going 18.2. I look down, I'm like, yeah, this is a bad idea. And I back down, and they just go.
Yeah.
And then they had to wait for me.
Mark was on an e-bike, to be fair, and that's his favorite hobby is
You
riding.
were not.
His favorite hobby is following me around on his e-bike and going, I can keep up with David. This is great.
Courtney calls her e-bike her Matt Acker bike, so
yeah.
I get the theory.
Yeah.
So what is your FTP? Do you know?
I haven't done an official all-out FTP test since 2020 when I started with my coach.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do one the week after Lumberjack, and it didn't go well.
They're awful.
They're terrible. I don't know why my coach thought doing it after Lumberjack was going to go well. But I've done sets of intervals at 420 for 20 minutes back to back.
Man.
So that's like my all-time high 20-minute is 430, 440. But that's on a special day.
I was happy with my 280.
I'm also bigger than you are.
Well, taller.
Not heavier. Kellen's more aerodynamic with lack of hair.
That's right.
I was talking to Dakota Norton, and he was talking about like he had to do these intervals of like 7 minutes at 400 watts, and then you just did as many as you could until you couldn't do them anymore, and how terrible they were.
That sounds awful. I don't want to do that.
7 minutes is a
It might not have been. It might have been 5 minutes. I'd
But
have to go
still.
back on my text to look, but
longer than like a minute
it might.
is doomsday.
I never talked to him at all about nothing we ever talk about. It has to do with mountain biking. It's CrossFit, road training, just random crap. Like it's never mountain biking because I feel like he's always in it. So like he doesn't want to talk to me about mountain biking.
At his level of mountain biking, he probably absolutely loves not talking about mountain biking.
Yeah, like we talk about CrossFit and like different workouts, and then like we compare our times for like different like games, like the Open and stuff.
Yeah.
You ever get in the same boat? You're just biking so much that's the last thing you want to talk about, last thing you want to do.
Yeah, and then I go to work at a bike shop
At a
right
bike
now,
shop,
and
yeah.
I fix
Oh.
everyone else's bikes all day.
That's I know quite a few people work at a bike shop, and you're like, oh, it's going to be awesome, work on all these awesome bikes and all that. How many awesome bikes do you work on, and how many are just cheap Walmart bikes?
I selectively go through the repair stack every morning before everyone else gets
Oh,
there.
because you get there before
Yeah, you
everyone,
get-
don't you?
yeah.
Get in early, get all the good bikes, get all the crappy ones to other people.
Yeah, I try to pad myself a little bit. I know it's not fair. I still work on my fair share of mongooses, but it's not as glamorous as you think it is.
That's what everyone thinks. Oh, I get to build all these cool, fancy bikes, and nope, you're working on cheap, beat-up bikes.
Yeah, I might as well have a crescent wrench and a hammer for most of the bikes I work on.
I was helping at Rebel when they first opened, and the amount of like Amazon e-bikes that I had to like
Don't even get me started.
bend frames to get bolts through and stuff was crazy.
We've actually started refusing to work on e-bikes that we don't sell.
Ooh.
So we'll tune like gears and brakes and stuff on them, but if there's anything else on it and we didn't sell it, we refuse to work on it because we're not electricians and you can't buy parts for any of these Amazon e-bikes. So it's also a daily basis thing now where they come in with the rear wheel absolutely exploded, but you can't fit the rear wheel into one of our truing stands to fit it because they have the massive hub motors. And yeah, you sell more e-bikes than anything else. It's just easy money for the bike shop, but it's really inconvenient on the back end.
What's your thing you like fixing the least? What's something that comes in the shop you're like, I want no part of that?
Amazon e-bikes.
No.
It's interesting to hear you say that because I have a good friend of mine that started off as a mechanic at a bike shop in Seattle or just south of it. And he now owns his own business specializing in working on those bikes.
Is
for
he
the
okay?
For the exact reason that you just said. All the time they would have these cheap bikes or they would have Surons or Talarias come into the shop and they're like, we can't, like, for insurance purposes, touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And so he saw an opportunity and he actually started his own business working on exclusively the e-motos and the e-bikes that nobody else will touch.
Yeah. It just doesn't make financial sense for a normal bike shop to touch them because it's 3 hours of troubleshooting wires and stuff, and in that time we can tune up and make twice as much money on a normal bicycle. And we just don't want to store them and move them around the back room because they all weigh 70 pounds.
And I have bad news that they are not getting less popular.
Oh, they're getting more popular every day.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The same people that used to walk into the bike shop 2 years ago and absolutely balk over spending $300 on a commuter bike now just walk in and they're like, hey, do you guys have any e-bikes? We're like, yeah, these are $1,500 a piece, $2,000 a piece. And they're like, yeah, we'll take 3. It's insane. I don't understand.
One of our good friends started, I mean, they're in competition with you now, but Larry Lynch started his Great Lakes e-bikes thing, and he's just been killing it. I see bikes in the back of his truck every day when I drive down West River. But it's just crazy how popular they've become. And honestly, I love them because, like you were saying, now Mark rides with you, and you have someone to ride with. And the same thing happened in our friend group where like so many of these guys that we did ride and grill with, and like all these other things that I hadn't ridden with in years. And now they have e-bikes and we can go out and like they're getting pushed, I'm getting pushed, and it just added a whole nother layer of fun to biking again, for me at least.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that I tell them, hey, get an e-bike, we can ride together, it'll be fun. They have that thing in their head, no, I'm not getting an e-bike, that's cheating. But get over it. It's so much more fun. It's a lot more fun to ride with someone when you can keep up with them and you're not dying the whole time. No one thinks less of you.
Yeah, I love it for the purpose of getting people outside that wouldn't otherwise be outside. I think, and it gets couples to ride together for purposes like that. If you have a spouse that isn't wanting to train super hard and you still want to go out and ride with them, I think it's awesome for that. I do sometimes feel conflicted about people who buy $10,000 electric mountain bikes and then just go rip around the trails.
Like Mark?
Like what I'm going to do?
Yeah, you guys are fine because you have handling skills and you've ridden a mountain bike normally. I have a problem when people buy e-bikes and they don't know how to ride them or they don't have experience on a mountain bike already and then they just go rip through a trail because that's just dangerous for everybody. Like Brian was saying, to go the speed that I go, that Mark's going on the e-bike, that you're going on the e-bike, you need a lot of handling skills to make it through corners. And if you don't have that, then I think it's just dangerous for everybody.
Yeah, it's like putting a new driver in a sports car. I mean,
or a road biker on a mountain bike right before Iceman.
Yeah.
The corners get blown out here at Cannonsburg real bad in October because of everyone that hadn't ridden all year. They've been at Grattan all season riding road bikes and racing. And they're like, oh, I'm doing Iceman this year. and they got watts for days, but they can't make a turn to save their damn life.
To be fair, Iceman is a road race.
Yeah, but they still train here.
I know. We averaged 20 miles an hour through the first single track section of Iceman.
That's
Man.
insane.
So I think we made it to the first zebra checkpoint in like 14 minutes.
Were you
Man.
in the lead group enough to have people jump over top of you at Iceman this year?
That's where I lost the lead group.
Right on that, what is that, mega stick?
Yeah, so if you watch the Instagram video of them going over the lead group, I'm the one in bright blue that's coming down the descent in the background. I'm a little blue dot. I lost them about 3 minutes before that.
How do you think people feel about getting jumped over?
I honestly don't think anyone noticed it in the moment. I was really confused when I saw it. I saw the jump and I saw a guy like down to my left, and I was confused for the entire race, and then I forgot about it immediately. But then I saw the Instagram video. I'm like, oh, that was what was going on. Because I guarantee you everyone going up the hill in that lead group is at 190 BPM plus, and they're staring at their stem.
Nothing else exists. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not close to clipping helmets, I don't think anyone's going to notice.
Yeah. Yeah, for those that don't know what we're talking about, there's somebody made a giant jump over the top of the lead race group, so they were jumping over the top of a race.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
All day.
All day.
They're jumping over every category all day.
Yeah, and it probably scared and annoyed a lot of people in the lower categories. But as far as the pro race, I don't think anyone was too bothered. I didn't hear anyone complain about
Yeah,
it.
the people walking at the hill got to see it real well.
I'm sure they felt great about themselves in that moment.
You're probably so focused you have no idea what's going on besides what's right in front of you.
When I pre-rode it last year, I rode with Alex, who won the amateur, and Emma Schwab, and like a couple other people that were real fast. And he's right, at 190 beats per minute, you don't notice. You don't even see the jump.
You get a bit of tunnel vision. You don't see anything else.
I was just trying not to die.
Yeah.
I had to watch my GoPro POV video of the first 40 minutes about 3 times to remember everything that happened. Where I notice it happening in the moment and I make a decision, but then I'm watching it back later, like 2 or 3 days, and I'm like, why did I move left right there? And I'm like, oh, this guy was over here coming into the group, sketchy. I had to move this way. And then you watch the video back and you realize if I would have been one wheel further forward in the single track, then there's no gap to close and I don't get dropped for who knows how many more minutes.
So you actually take GoPro video your races and you analyze them afterwards?
I try to.
Man, that's...
When the GoPro decides to work, I can't manage to format an SD card to save my life.
How do you balance your racing and all that with just having fun on the bike? Like, obviously, if you weren't still enjoying riding a bike and having fun, then it would just seem like terrible work. But I don't get that impression when I ride with you. You still seem to enjoy riding your bike. How do you balance that through the summer and like through your race season and whatnot?
So sometimes in the summer it can be harder for me when I come back from school and I'm not surrounded by 10 of my best friends that I can go ride with every day. Like, that keeps it fun just off the bat, because when we go out and ride for 4 hours together on road bikes, we could have the most popular podcast in the world, I'm convinced. We've solved all the world's problems in the cornfields of Indiana. But as far as over the summer, I end up doing a lot of training rides by myself out around my house for 3 hours in the heat, and that can get old. So I try to always come back to going mountain biking every Thursday. My dad has a group ride that he does with his friends with the Remax guys, and I go to that and go out to dinner afterwards and chat with everybody. Also go to Grattan, talk to people, race, get a nice little effort in. So for me, it's about kind of not just doing the same thing every day. If I had to just go ride my road bike every day for 4 hours, I would just not do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always been my emphasis of fun is fast. Like you said, Brian and I have been going to the same races since I was a little kid. My dad always just brought me to like these underground races that happen around Grand Rapids that were just purely for fun. And that's honestly something that stuck with me, is not taking things super seriously. I didn't get a coach until I was 16 or 17, and I didn't travel out of Michigan to race my bike until 2021.
Man, Yeah.
So I started kind of late compared to other people, but I feel like I enjoy it a lot more than some of the kids I see that show up to Marion and all of a sudden they don't have a parent in their ear telling them to go do their intervals every day, and they're like, college life is a lot more entertaining than training.
Yeah.
And there's an ice cream machine in the cafeteria.
And a chocolate milk dispenser.
And a Busch Light dispenser.
That's not in the caf. That's in the houses.
But like, even we were filming a dragon video the other day, and just like the competitive nature of both of us, you started riding a wheelie, I started riding a wheelie. You took your hand off and like started waving at me, and I was like, I can't do that. And we rode the wheelie the whole way down the road, and like Mark filmed it. But it's just like random like crap like that I feel like makes a difference that I don't see a lot of the other like super serious riders doing around here.
One-upmanship, that's what.
Yeah, everything's a competition, even if nobody else knows it.
Yeah.
But yeah, keeping it fun, doing wheelies, doing jumps, that's definitely a mountain biker thing. And since I started mountain biking, that's how I started riding. That's kind of something I always do. Like, I'll do wheelies on my road bike up climbs during training camps, and it really annoys all of my roadie friends, and that makes me so happy.
Do you use your thumbs for the brake, or do you still reach under your hoods to do it?
I still two-finger brake on the road bike. I don't know anybody that uses their thumbs.
I just think if you're backing a wheelie far enough that it seems like your hand over top the hood would be better, but I don't know. I've never tried to wheelie one.
The balance point is so much further back than you think it is on the road bike, and it's so much smaller that you have to have your arms completely locked straight most of the time. So you're pulling back on the bars so hard that I don't think you could reach the brake lever any further.
I've tried wheeling on a road bike. It's a lot different than you think.
Those road bike, the party videos where they're hitting like mountain bike jumps and like riding Whistler and stuff on road bikes.
I was just going to say, wasn't it Johan Borelli?
Yeah.
Took a full lap of A-line on a road bike.
Mm-hmm. They do it on gravel bikes and stuff. They're backflipping them, and you're like, how? How is that possible?
Yeah, I think Sam Pilgrim could, I think he has backflipped a bed frame, so that man can ride anything, but he did absolutely kill that road bike. I don't know how it didn't break in half.
Yeah, that was just the guys doing trials and stuff on him too. Mm-hmm. It's like it's such an awkward balance point.
Yeah, it's really small as well because the wheel is technically a smaller diameter. The chainstays are way shorter. It's way lighter. It wants to flip over backwards at all times.
You
when
can't
you're riding
grab brakes like this. You're with your hands out like a mountain bike. You're like cocked in with your elbows and like.
And the brakes are nowhere near as powerful.
No. Do you have trouble switching from your road bike to your mountain bike? Because I takes me a good 5 miles for me to transfer from one bike to the other.
I transfer often enough. I ride all my bikes probably once a week during the summer. I'll ride my gravel bike, my road bike at Grattan. I'll come mountain biking on Tuesday or Thursday. That it doesn't take me super long to adjust. It's an across the parking lot thing, and I'm like, okay, I got this now. I also have the same seat height and reach and everything on all my bikes, so I've spent a lot of time with a tape measure making them all feel similar.
So do you have a bike fitter or at school, or did you just figure out what works for you and that you just go with it?
I got one professional bike fit, and then I was like, oh, this is how things work, and now I can do it well enough to myself that I'm happy with it. So
we should pay you to fit us.
I don't know if you want that. I'm going to take all of your stems, make them 40 mil longer, and put them at the bottom of the stack.
He recommended a 110 stem for me earlier instead of my 35.
I have a 110 -17, and I wish I could make the front of my bike lower.
Whoa, man!
I got a new fork so I could have a longer steer to get up higher. I'm not Dakota, but I still like to be up a little higher.
Yeah.
So going to college with him, your old biking team, do you have your own mechanic and all that too? You have your own equipment? Do they supply bikes? Is that all part of the deal?
We have all of our own bikes for the disciplines. They supply kit and helmet and that kind of thing. We have a part-time mechanic named Sean who's awesome. He's one of my favorite people. He's a veteran, has crazy stories, and just generally doesn't care what he says most of the time. So he's really fun. He shows up and drives our truck and trailer to races. Mm-hmm. So we have this big trailer that we load all of our bikes into and our duffel bags, and then it drives to the race. We hop on a big bus and we meet the trailer at the races. So we have a part-time mechanic that runs that stuff, and then for day-to-day stuff, I've kind of become the team mechanic. When somebody has a problem on a Wednesday,
Nice.
it becomes my problem.
For bike races and that, is it just strictly college races, or is it like just giant races that just college teams are entering also?
For all of the races that I do collegiately mountain bike-wise, they're all just college kids versus college kids.
Yeah.
Some of the road stuff that we do will be part of like a pro 1-2 crit we'll go to, and they'll sign up a collegiate A category for us so that we can get USAC points to start at nationals. There's a whole system like that gets complicated and annoying most of the time. So in some cases we do race against other people that aren't in college, and then that's fun because we get to sit on the start line and go, yeah, we'll hit the corner as fast as we want. We don't have to go to work on Monday. We don't even want to go to class. And then all the guys that are out of school or a little bit older are just like, we don't want to deal with you people right now.
But like the college team doesn't show up to like Iceman or anything like that.
No, I mean, there's probably 10 or 15 kids from Marion that'll be at Iceman this year racing in the pro category and different things, but I don't think very many of us will be wearing a Marion jersey. We'll all be wearing our trade team kits.
Gotcha.
Will Marin be riding at Iceman this year?
No, she's still scared of dirt.
It's a road race on dirt.
She would probably do really like above average for it because there's so many long 2 tracks that she would just get out and get moving, but then she'd lose 5 minutes in all the single track sections. So she's also never done a mountain bike race of any sort, and you have to be a Cat 1 to race the pro race.
Oh.
So
I'd say as long as she's in front going in the single track, that's not a big deal.
everyone else would probably get really angry, and she'd get really anxious, and it would not end well. So
She won the Cedar Blitz the other day when we were there, and she did a really, really good job and was really good in the interview. I give her credit. She knew what she was doing with the interview.
Yeah, she can talk to people if she wants to. She just normally doesn't want to. So
Mark
no.
guilted her into it.
Yeah, she's great. She's faster than me on a road bike. She's dropped me during intervals, so she can do whatever she wants and go as far as she ever wants to as a female cyclist. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I've talked her into doing Iceman. She's willing to do it, but I keep forgetting that non-pro category Iceman sells out really quickly. And I don't actually know what day registration is, so I keep missing that. This has happened twice.
Talk to me after this. We might be able to have a workaround with this.
Oh boy, she's going to be so mad.
She might have to do an interview on a podcast for it, but
I mean, she'd probably be down.
she's Canadian national level, so it'd be a good trade-off, I feel like.
Yeah, she's getting up there. I'm really proud of her because she made the first alternate for the Canadian national team that's going to Tour de l'Avenir. For all of the road fans listening, they'll know what that is. I doubt there's very many on this podcast, but for everyone else, it's basically the U23 Tour de France. So junior riders go there. Every pro team's watching. It's really awesome. So if one of the other girls, God forbid, gets sick or crashes or has a scheduling conflict, she'll be one of the 6 best Canadians in the world that gets to go to that.
So, Alex, get a hold of me. I got a good guest for your podcast. While I'm thinking about it, and totally off topic, is what's the favorite race or place you've ever ridden?
Ooh. The most scenic place that I've ever ridden my bike is Durango at Purgatory Resort. That was the most scenic, and I say scenic because I absolutely hated riding there. Because the resort was at 9,000 feet, and the race course climbed to 10,000 feet every lap. So we did a 1,000-foot climb up a ski resort 3 times in a row at above the tree line. So that was pretty terrible.
That sounds terrible.
It was so incredibly pretty because we were there in October, and all the trees were orange and the aspens and everything. So that was really cool. As far as like atmosphere and trails go, Bentonville is awesome for that kind of thing. You can just ride down the sidewalk and all of a sudden there's dirt jumps next to you or world-class single track. So you can do anything you want there, and all the cars actually appreciate cyclists, which is another strange thing I'm not used to.
I should have phrased that better and said, where did you have the biggest smile riding in the last 5 years?
Probably the finish shoot of Barry-Roubaix.
That's an honest answer.
I'm giving all the answers that Brian doesn't want right now.
Well, I mean, it's hard to. I'm not used to winning things, so it's hard to like put myself in your shoes,
Didn't
right?
you just win King of the Ring?
Yeah, it's different. I'm really good at second place on a lot of things. So. But I mean, like, I guess what's the biggest accomplishment of your riding career so far to this point today on July 15th or whatever the day it is?
Yeah, what means the most to you?
Probably winning Barry-Roubaix the second time.
Not the first time?
I know. Well, the first time, I had no idea that was going to happen. It wasn't on the table. I knew that I could do it if I did what I knew I was capable of, but I hadn't proved that to myself at that point. I hadn't done it yet, so going out there and then having the day that I wanted to have was a rarity for me at that point, so getting that done was really special at the time, but then coming back and managing the expectations for myself, because that's something I've struggled with a lot. Coming back to Michigan and knowing everybody on the side of the road, I put way too high of expectations on myself. Like when I start Iceman, I'm expecting to win Iceman for myself, so then I get really down on myself when that doesn't happen realistically. So coming back to Barry and managing all of those expectations for myself and everybody else, and then still managing to have my best day and win again is something that I was super proud of at the time.
Yeah, nice.
You know what the rest of your plans are for 2025? Like, you've got your race in Indiana that I cannot remember the name of.
The Dust Bowl 100.
That's it. I was
sounds
about to say
awful.
the Dirty Dozen, and I was like, I know that's not it. And you've got Iceman. What other? And then you have all your collegiate stuff. What else do you have on the schedule for this season?
So I'm doing the collegiate season, which will be a few mountain bike races around the U.S. We'll do some in Indy, obviously. Unfortunately, the trails there are not built for XC racing, but I'll do a few races around Indy. I'll probably go to a race called the High Country Classic, I think, at Lees McRae, which is in North Carolina. It's a really cool course. It's like racing XC at Margie.
It's right by Beach and Sugar for you guys. Like, it's
Yeah.
Lees McRae is like literally at the base of Sugar.
Yeah. I was blanking on the name of the town, but I remember now. It's Banner Elk.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite races. Even though I've never done well there, I always manage to crash. So that race, collegiate stuff, maybe collegiate nationals, although it's at elevation this year, so don't know how motivated I am for that. We'll find out though. And then I'm doing Schwamigan and gravel nationals, and then Iceman, and close out the season. I don't really think I can ask for much more this season, so every race is just an opportunity.
Is this your senior year?
Yeah, I'm going into my senior year, so this is the last one.
I'd like to volunteer all of Craig's bikes if you wanted to do the enduro and downhill disciplines at collegiate.
Yeah, you can pick any of them. That still works.
He's an extra large.
There's even a downhill bike you can ride if you want.
Maybe. I know the last 3 years I would have taken you up on that immediately, but we actually finally got Marion team bikes from Cannondale, so there is an extra large Jekyll, I think.
Buddy, I got a large sitting ready for you with an EXT shock.
Oh boy. We'll see how the year goes. I've raced the Omnium at Collegiate Nationals in the past, where you do dual slalom, downhill, cross country, and short track, and it was honestly kind of miserable to race 4 events in like 3.5 days. So we'll see how motivated I am to do that this year. I might just race cross country and short track and then hang out with my boys.
So scratch the Ore to Shore Trevor Reyes challenge. You show up in Killington for the Fox US Open downhill.
Oh God.
I will lend you my downhill bike. And if you dust Trevor in a downhill race, that's mic drop territory.
Trevor got fast on gravity stuff. Like,
Trevor's always been fast at gravity stuff.
yeah, no, this is different. He's pulling in that air of like a Lauren DeYoung or Dakota or an Adam Raphael. Like, I'm constantly like upper echelon for Michigan, right? He dusted me the last couple of times I've raced him, and like Craig and I are about the same speed, and he can make us look silly. He can just show up drunk off a boat on at Richmond Ruckus.
You're acting like this just happened.
He walked down to get his number plate in board shorts, no shirt on.
No shoes.
No shoes.
Could barely talk.
I'm honestly just so stoked that Trevor's riding a bike again because he was always super gifted talent-wise on a bike with downhill stuff. And when we raced XC as a kid, he could make a hardtail do things that it shouldn't do downhill, and he constantly broke things. And when he wanted to train, he was extremely fast, and then he quit riding for a long time. And that kind of sucked because for a while I was the last kid from our junior team that rode a bike at all. So
that happens.
I know. It's awesome for me to see Trevor back on a bike and ripping.
And from what I hear from his dad, I rode with his dad on Thursday before I met up with you guys. Trevor's enjoying riding the bicycle more than the motocross bike as of late.
That's probably good for his overall health.
Ask Craig about his overall health right now.
Yeah, we're fighting a couple battles right now.
You're going viral, though. There's a good side. You're going viral.
If you missed a jump and hit a tree on a dirt bike, you probably wouldn't have a shoulder right now.
That's true. Instead of just a fun bruise. But I would love, if you are ever at a downhill race or an enduro race, you're welcome to a bike.
All right.
Happy to give it to you.
You guys should all come to the Lees McRae downhill race then, because I'll probably be in it.
When is it?
I have no idea. They haven't even, I don't think my coach even knows yet. Their whole campus did kind of get flooded last year during the hurricane, so I think they had to build a whole new downhill course.
Well, it would be kind of a fun video if we could train you for that.
Oh, gosh.
Making a downhill racer. You got the talent, just to like a little, like, even when you and I talking on our cross-country ride today, just like the way we approach things slightly different, where I'm counting mistakes and you're going fast.
I would just get so mad at myself if I counted my mistakes during my ride. I would never be happy after my ride.
But those mistakes, when you're talking the difference of a tenth of a second, 2 seconds, 8 seconds over the course of an enduro day, those mistakes add up, and like eliminating those on a gravity event is where you like save yourself.
Yeah. If I did that, I do that during a race, and nobody's more mad after a race than I am usually, because if I make a mistake and I do something wrong, I will just not speak after a race, and everybody thinks I'm a super poor sport about it, but I'm just pissed at myself because I made one mistake that got me dropped, and I'm like, I do this corner every day during training. Easy. Why did I mess it up in the race?
Mark was scared to talk to you after the Cedar Blitz. And then he started it off with like a negative comment, and I was like, come on.
No,
and I know he'll listen. He'll send me a text. He'll be like, no, I didn't.
I know. It's bad. I try really hard to not be that way after races, but I know sometimes I look extremely angry, and if anyone ever sees me like that, I promise I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at myself.
I mean, it's rightfully so. You like, I mean, I've played enough sports in my life to know, like, you just need a second. Like, making, like, NFL players do the press conference, like, 10 minutes after they just lost something important is crazy to me. Because, like, I don't want to talk to anyone.
I know. That's why I play right into it. I'm the last person you want to talk to after you do bad. Like, so, Brian, you really sucked today, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm just uber competitive, and I need to work on just going for a 10-minute cool-down ride straight after a race to collect myself, but most of the time I'm cracked, and I don't want to go ride for 10 more minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you're so young that it'll all, that stuff will come, but I feel like you do a better job managing expectations and success than a lot of people do. Like, I know a lot of little shitheads that came from the Coyotes that do, like, reasonably okay, that are much less fun to be around all the time.
Yeah, when I was 17 racing Coyotes, you probably would have said the same thing about me during Miska races.
I knew you then. You still didn't suck that bad.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
I mean, there's just a certain maturity about being able to, like, have your second to, like, deal with it. And, like, I mean, I see a lot more good things happening for you in the cycling world. So you're doing a great job with managing all that. And it's great to see another local rider, like, really stepping up, like, talking about Trevor, talking about you, like, this next round of people that came through, like, those programs are coming through now. And, like, as someone that's like 4 generations older in the bike world, it's like, it's super awesome to see that, like, all these, like, annoying kids programs that, like, gummed up the trails while we were riding are starting to pay off for all these riders. And like having a bunch of good riders in West Michigan that are younger is only going to help the trail systems evolve and get better and like make it better for every mountain biker in the whole area.
You heard it here first from Brian. Give a kid a high five on the trail.
But tell them when they're being shitty too.
Yeah, honestly, when like we've talked about Grattan a few times, but it's the local Wednesday night race around a racetrack here for the roadies, and a lot of people that don't do it hate on it because hating on roadies is really easy. I do it too. But I showed up there and I knew nothing. Like, I was a mountain biker. I had short socks on and I got made fun of mercilessly.
That's about to be me too.
I know. I got made fun of mercilessly the first few times I went, but then a few guys were like, oh, hey, this kid's actually like, he's hanging with us and he's strong and he showed up more than once. So like, we should probably teach him how to do this. And then just local community guys take you under their wing. They show you around, hey, don't do this, don't do this. Like, and that means everything to the 14, 15-year-old kids that are trying to do it, because if you're mad at them for doing something wrong that's like an etiquette thing, 95% of the time it's because they literally don't know it's an etiquette thing.
And their parents don't know either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their parents are out there helping them, but like their parents didn't grow up mountain biking, most of them.
Yeah.
And so like they just don't know. You know, and you don't know what you don't know.
So, short socks are a no-go for road biking?
Yeah, so if you want to wear something that's like mid shin, and then ideally for road, you want them to be white. That's the style.
Is that just etiquette, or is that just...
It's style. It's
Okay.
So nobody wants to be a triathlete, right?
Sure, why not?
Those that can't do try.
Yeah. it's the indecisive people's sport. Just pick one. So, but triathletes are known for wearing no socks or super short socks. So you don't want to get seen with short ankle socks on, or you'll get made fun of. It's kind of, it's not like career ending, but someone's gonna give you crap for it. And if you do it more than once, then you're gonna be known as that guy.
Oh, well, you just saved me some embarrassment, I guess.
Happy to help.
Do you guys got any more questions for him?
I don't think so. Hang on.
Really enjoyed our time. I'm thrilled to have gotten to know you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been awesome. We didn't overheat up here either.
It's actually rather comfortable.
It's debatable. I'm dying over here.
You rode so hard earlier.
Well, the lawn is not going to mow itself, and the like personal pace of my Toro mower is a little off, you know, so it doesn't quite like drive itself as quick as it should.
Okay.
I almost had to
You're
push
tall.
it.
I almost had to push it.
You got anything you want to plug? Oh, and we just lost the AC, so good
Now
timing.
it's definitely time to go. Just follow me on Instagram, David Brower 9. That's where all the stuff is that you want to keep up with on my racing. So
Nice. Well, yeah, appreciate you coming on and talking to us about your racing, and wish you best of luck this year and all your racing and training. And like always, guys, remember to keep progressing, keep pushing stuff, and have fun. See ya.
Bye.
Later.
see ya.